Sega Arcade Gallery for the Game Boy Advance. Released during the post-Dreamcast lull where Sega was putting anything on pretty much everything, this neat little gem on the GBA brought together 4 of Yu Suzuki's classic arcade hits in one tiny cartridge, with some slight differences to each game that make this an interesting curiosity for the Sega arcade enthusiast. For starters, you got 4 games: Afterburner, Outrun, Space Harrier, and Super Hang-On. Each of them look and play just like their arcade older brother, with the exception of one, but we'll get to that one later. Let's start off with Outrun. This version looks and plays great on the Game Boy Advance. Has the 3 classic music tracks for you to choose from, and has all the courses and routes from the arcade game. The only slight gripe I have, and this goes with both racing games on the compilation, is the control. With it being on the Game Boy Advance, you have to make do with the D-pad, which works alright, but your car will drift slightly in the direction you steer, even when you slightly tap the D-pad. It's nothing game-breaking, but it's something that you need to get used to. For what it is though, it's still a great version of Outrun. Space Harrier. Got nothing bad to say about this one, it's straight up Space Harrier. There is one pretty substantial change though. When you start the game, you'll have a 60-second timer. This timer acts like a grace period where you can die as much as you want within the time limit, which is a nice idea for those who've never played Space Harrier, giving them time to get used to the controls. The right trigger also acts as a movement modifier. Hold it down and Harrier can move around faster to make amends for the lack of an analog stick. Super Hang-On, pretty much the same as Outrun in terms of its control issue, but I feel like it's more apparent here, but it could just be that it's a more unforgiving game. Other than that, the game has everything from the arcade game. All the race tracks and soundtracks, 2 times the tracks! Then comes the black sheep of the collection, Afterburner. While it has the basic gameplay of Afterburner, everything else is gone. The speed, the play control, the fun, all that gone. Compare it to the Sega Genesis version and it makes you wonder what went wrong. All the other games work great and are insanely close to their arcade counterparts, so it's a shame that Afterburner didn't get the same treatment. Afterburner aside, the games that are in here play great, and are easily worth the price of admission for Sega Arcade Gallery alone. While it's not a super common GBA game to come by, it's not very expensive either, with prices ranging from $10 to $20. So if you're in the market for some portable Sega arcade action, don't hesitate to pick this one up.